Today, I will be using a full team of Pokemon based on characters from the Muppets. Special thanks to Clara Caballero for the team idea. If you have an idea for a Pokemon team, be sure to comment below, and I will use it. And if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the battles. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, lovely people. Today I am using a team based on the Muppets. Now, I strongly recommend you stick around for both of the battles in this video. They are absolutely wild. And also, thank you everyone for 400 subscribers. We're reaching closer and closer to that half a thousand subscriber milestone, and then the 1,000 subscriber goal is my next one. So thank you all so much for enjoying these videos. So I had a Politoed that I swapped out versus Garchomp, and they actually swapped out as well, probably fearing Ice Beam. And now it's like a revolving door because Tauros came in versus my Corphish, and that's like a really bad matchup. So I had my Cramorant that I could switch in so I could tank, so I could check the close combat versus this Tauros. It was actually a really big problem for my team. Thankfully, they do stay in on my Hurricane, and that actually takes out the Tauros, so that's nice to get rid of. Now, I chose Cramorant for Gonzo just because, like, Gonzo is meant to be just, what is he? Just like a random, like, species? Like, he's not even supposed to be based on anything, so, you know, Cramorant was freaky enough, so I thought it fit. So, I had this Endure Custap Berry Cramorant on this team. Yeah, it was actually super important because I really didn't have a lot of fast Pokemon on this team. So I'm gonna get that Custap Berry. Thankfully, Sludge Bomb doesn't poison me, and I'm gonna get off that Surf. Now, Surf doesn't really take out the Gengar, but the most important thing was that I wanted the Cramorant to fire off that Pikachu and paralyze that Gengar. It just barely misses the KO though. I was like, damn. But all that was important was that I was able to neutralize this threat so I could be able to revenge KO with my other Pokemon. So into Kermit here for Politoed. Now, this was a very important Pokemon on this team. This was a very interesting set. I'm running Earthquake on this, and as for the rest of the moves, well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see. So the Gengar is gonna go down to the Earthquake, and in comes the Lucario. Now, I could easily threaten this with another Earthquake. I'm actually running Terra Ground on this, but I know Lucario can outspeed me, and I didn't really know what set it was running. It's gonna. They went for a nasty ball. I was like, damn, that's a disrespectful play, especially after I just used Earthquake. So into Miss Piggy, and Lucario is gonna Terrasilize, and I was like, okay, what is this gonna be? It's gonna be Stellar Terra Lucario. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. You know, people like don't really use Stellar Terra that often, and oh my gosh, they have a Dark Pulse on this. So I was like, well, my Grumpig's probably not gonna like it. Probably have a +2 Dark Pulse. There goes that. That's actually a defensive Grumpig. I will share that set in the next battle because that set went crazy. So into Corphish for Pepe, they went for Dark Pulse again. I was like, oh my gosh, do not flinch me, please don't flinch me. I have Focus Sash on this set, and I'm running Crabhammer with max attack, Adamant Nature in the rain, and this is going to hit so hard. It's gonna take out the Lucario in one shot. What a beast. So this Corphish had like knockoff Crabhammer, Aqua Jet, and Dragon Dance. I didn't really ever click Dragon Dance just because the main purpose was to fire off those really powerful Crabhammers in the rain with that adaptability boost. So I'm gonna get taken down by the Rocky Helmet from the Corviknight. Unfortunately, even though I'm max speed adamant, I actually still don't outspeed Corviknight, even if it's running no speed investment by like 1 point. It's so sad. So look at my Earth Ring. This was a pretty interesting set. Now, this Corviknight was a big problem to my last 3 Pokemon because all of my last 3 Pokemon were physical attackers, and Corviknight is notably defensive. So I opted to fling my Flame Orb. This is an interesting Earth Ring set. So flinging the Flame Orb also burned the Corviknight, which halved the damage on the body press, which is nice. And I had Quick Feet Earth Ring instead of a Guts. So on this I had Swords Dance, Facade, Crunch, and Fling Flame Orb. Now, the Corviknight is going to continuously body press me. Now, I was like, maybe I can get off another Swords Dance. I need to be able to KO this Corviknight so that my Politoed can be more free. So I go for that second Swords Dance. I'm +4 now, and Corviknight is gonna go for the body press. And thankfully, I live. I barely live on 3 health. I was like, yes, this is nice. Now I can go for the Crunch and take out this Corviknight. It's gonna be a double down because I'm gonna go down to the Rocky Helmet, unfortunately. But the most important thing was I got rid of that really defensive threat. So down goes my own Earth Ring, Fozzie Bear. And now I was like, well, I still have Kermit in the back, and they have a really annoying Dark-type Pokemon in Umbreon. So I was like, I really this is like a really good opportunity for me to set up my Politoed, depending on what happens. Because all I revealed was Earthquake, right? So this is a Choice Scarf Rock Ruff on this team. So it has Stone Edge, Play Rough, which actually does a lot of damage. It's like a 3-hit KO. It has Iron Head and Stomping Tantrum. Now, the Umbreon is gonna Toxic me. It's looking to be that typical like defensive set, but it's looking to be more specially defensive. So I was like, okay, I don't know what other moves on this. It showed off Protect so far, so I assume it's like Toxic, Foul Play, Wish, Protect. And I don't think my Rock Ruff is gonna beat this 1v1, especially if they continue to Protect stall me and get that Leftovers recovery and have the Toxic Poisoning whittle me down slowly. Now, the reason I sacked my Grumpig off versus that Lucario was because that Grumpig set was actually walled by Dark types, and like this Dark type Pokemon is obviously like super bulky, and I needed to reliably break it before I could rely on Grumpig, and I didn't see that happening, so I opted to just like sack my Grumpig in this game. Now, the Umbreon is gonna go for the Foul Play. Yeah, that takes me out easily. Now, I was like, I'm scary that they have Foul Play because I revealed that I was a physical Politoed, but I don't know if they're gonna go for the Toxic versus me or the Foul Play. So back into my Kermit, I'm gonna set up that Rain again. This is my last Pokemon, and they have the Garchomp left as well. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for the substitute. This is a substitute Belly Drum Politoed. It's so crazy. And they actually go for Toxic. They go for Toxic. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a free sub. I can get off the Belly Drum. This is looking really excellent so far. The situation that I was worried about though was that, again, Garchomp was in the back, and I had no idea what the set it was running was. What I was worried about was if it had Scale Shot, first of all. Like, Scale Shot could easily bypass my sub, and they could also outspeed me if they're running max speed, and that could take me out. So that was definitely something I was wary about. The Umbreon goes for Wish instead of going for like Foul Play to break my substitute though, so that's cool. I'm able to get off that Liquidation, and +6 Liquidation in the brain is going to destroy this Umbreon. So I was like, okay, this is good. Probably don't even need to Terrasilize versus the Garchomp because it's not really going to matter. Liquidation is going to be more powerful anyway. So into Garchomp, I was like, it depends on if they have Scale Shot or not. But I outspeed, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's Tank Chomp. It's Tank Chomp. Oh my gosh. Which, if you don't know what Tank Chomp is, it's like defensive Garchomp that doesn't run speed, so I can set up hazards. So I was able to outspeed and take out the Garchomp. So Kermit the Frog won me to match that game. That was super nice. That was a really good game. So hopefully you all enjoyed that game, and if you did, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button. So into the second game. Now, this was a really good matchup on my part versus this Meowscarada. I also had like no switch into this Pokemon whatsoever. So unfortunately, Kermit's gonna go from winning the game in the last game to like not really doing much of anything. Unfortunately, oops. So there goes my Politoed this game. What a juxtaposition. So I really didn't have a lot for this Pokemon. It looked like it like 6-0'd me on lead matchup, so I really needed them to fall for the Custap Berry Hurricane bait on my Cramorant. They're gonna continuously go for the Flower Trick. That takes me all the way down to 1 health. This thing is definitely like choice banded. So thank goodness they stay in, because I actually go for the Hurricane on my Custap Berry, and that's gonna be enough to take out the Meowscarada. That's so good. Like I said, that freaking cat 6-0 my team. So anyway, they're gonna swap in Gengar, another Gengar. I was like, well, they have a Pokemon that I could easily go for Surf versus in the back, with Grimmsnarl mainly, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice my poor Rock Ruff here because they had a lot of like super fast Pokemon on their team, and even with the Choice Scarf, Rock Ruff is not really super fast. So there goes another Pokemon that really didn't do much this game. So into Corphish now. It's raining. It's the perfect opportunity. So they're going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I was praying like, don't poison me. Please don't poison me. Please, please. And I don't get poisoned, which is nice. I'm able to get off that Crab Hammer. It does so much damage. Oh man, but it has a Focus Sash though. But I do have Aqua Jet in the back, so I could go for the Aqua Jet versus this Gengar. Even though the rain is gonna stop, I'm gonna go for that Aqua Jet and take out the Gengar. So Corphish claims another victim. That's nice. Like I said, do not mess with Corphish in the rain with adaptability. It does ludicrous amounts of damage. Now in comes the Grimmsnarl that I mentioned before. I'm actually gonna outspeed. I outsped it, and I'm gonna knock off that Light Clay, which is nice. And they're gonna go for the Spirit Break and take me out. So this is definitely more than likely Reflect Light Screen, Spirit Break, and maybe Parting Shot, maybe Taunt. I wasn't sure. So into Cramorant, my 1 HP Cramorant, what I wanted to do here was go for that Surf, so I could go for that Pikachu and paralyze it. This is actually, Cramorant is a really fun Pokemon to use just because of the fact that you could do some really heinous Pikachu Gulp Missile shenanigans, always paralyzing and doing some really good damage with that Gulp Missile. And it's just really nice to just like mess around with. So into my Ursaring, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this out with the Facade. Oh my god, they try to go for like a priority move, like more than likely Reflect versus me, and thankfully they get paralyzed. And also, this is really good KO to get because that actually gets rid of the Dark type. So now my Grumpig it's open season for my Grumpig basically. So I'm gonna get burned by the Flame Orb. I'm running Quick Feet now, so I'm like super fast. But then this Iron Valiant comes in with this booster energy, and I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna outspeed this Pokemon. So I'm not running Eviolite on this. Obviously, I'm running Flame Orb, so they have Aura Sphere takes me out. Even Aura Sphere takes me out. This Pokemon is so strong. That or Ursaring is very paper then. So into my Grumpig. It was time. It was time for my Grumpig to shine. I was down to my last Pokemon, and they still had 3 Pokemon left. And they have Terra Fairy on their Iron Valiant too. So something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. So Iron Valiant is gonna go for that Terra Fairy Moonblast versus me. That does over half my health. I was like, oh shoot, that's bad. So I have Calm Mind on this. So this was a max defense Grumpig. I actually had the wrong ability on this Pokemon. I was meant to have Thick Fat so I could easily tank the Fire and Ice move, but I accidentally put Gluttony on this. Then no, that's the wrong ability. So the Iron Valiant reveals that it has Calm Mind of itself. I'm gonna go for the Rest. I'm running a Rest Sleep Talk Grumpig. So I'm gonna get back all my health, but unfortunately the Iron Valiant is also a boosting set as well. So it could easily like, if you go for more boost and just like go for +6 if it wanted to. I was like, okay, well, I need to get like Calm Minds on my Sleep Talks here. I was basically relying on like that roulette chance on Sleep Talk for me. So going for that Sleep Talk on my Grumpig, and I actually get Calm Mind. I was like, okay, good. That actually evens out their own Calm Mind, so that's nice. So I'm gonna get that special attack boost and that special defense boost, and Iron Valiant is gonna go for that Moonblast. Now Moonblast did over half my health last time, and it's going to do that much again. So I was like, okay, that's definitely scary. I'm gonna go for another Sleep Talk here. Hopefully I get another Calm Mind. Maybe I can get a Stored Power. I'm actually running Stored Power on this set, and I do get another Calm Mind. So I was like, okay, so now I'm +2, I believe. Yeah, I'm +2 in my special attack and special defense. And Iron Valiant is going to continuously go for the Moonblast on me. Thankfully, I just lived, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I just lived that, because now I could go back to sleep and recover back all my health. This was still scary though, because obviously Iron Valiant can always like critical hit me, and that could just destroy me. So I was like, something's got to give here. They actually swap out their Iron Valiant though, so I was like, okay, that's good that they didn't go for Calm Minds repeatedly. That's nice. In comes the Dragon Ball, so I was like, ooh, this thing's probably is gonna have a Ghost move that could definitely like really do some damage versus me. I'm gonna go for that Sleep Talk again here, and I actually get another Calm Mind. I get 3 Calm Mind from my Sleep Talk, so that's cool. So I'm gonna get even more specially defensive and specially attackative. What? That's a word. So I have Terra Fairy on this, just in case the it actually helps versus the Dragon Ball having a Ghost move and also a Dragon move. So I'm gonna have that Terra Fairy, and the Dragon Ball is actually gonna go for the U-turn. I was like, okay, that covers that too. Now on this, I'm running the Key Berry on this, so I could boost my defense and also further boost the power of Stored Power. So I'm looking really strong at the moment. It's looking like this Pokemon is gonna be very good in this endgame. So Corviknight is gonna come in. Another Corviknight. Now I'm gonna go for that Sleep Talk again. I was like, if I get Stored Power, that's actually really good for me. So I'm gonna get that Sleep Talk, and I actually end up getting Calm Mind again. I was like, that's crazy. I got 4 Calm Minds through my Sleep Talk. So I think I'm +4. I'm either +4 or +5. I'm not exactly sure. So I'm gonna wake up and go for that Stored Power. I do not run a risk of Steel move. I completely destroy Corv. Oh my gosh, what even is a resist to what's a Corviknight to a Grumpig? So in comes the Iron Valiant. We're both Terra Fairy now. We're both having a heart-to-heart at the moment. They actually have Psyshock. I was like, oh, okay. They probably didn't go for it just because I was still a Psychic type. They crit me though. They critical hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, that actually makes things scary versus the Dragon Ball, especially because they're Life Orb. Maybe they have like Phantom Force. it's gonna be very close whether or not I live. I do take out the Val though. That was like so into Dragon Ball. I actually make it like down to the last Pokemon. This is crazy. So the Dragon Ball is gonna go for the Phantom Force. I was like, okay, I have to live this. I have to live this. I'm +1 defense right now. That's all I have, and I'm max defense. And the key berry came in clutch in the end. And oh my gosh, I'm able to live. And Storm Power is easily gonna take out the Dragon Ball, and that's the end of that game. The Grumpig comeback. Although I will say, Storm Power plus Terra is definitely like. It's definitely super cheese, but hopefully, I hope you all enjoyed both of these games. Drop a like if you did, and I will see you in the next one. My name is SkyLaaa. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you all next time.